The void of space trembled not from sound, for space held none but from presence. Deep in the trivorous expanse, where stars flickered like dying embers and entire civilizations had been lost to silence, a new threat had emerged. For the Zalari Dominion, this was supposed to be a routine eradication mission. Their fleet of 30 capital ships, flanked by hundreds of smaller destroyers and drones, had crushed dozens of species across 3 spiral arms. The Galactic Council had already condemned them, but none dared oppose them. Until now, High Commander Threx, encased in shimmering blue armor, floated within the command bubble of his flagship Virtus Fang. His 6 eyes narrowed as he stared at the incoming anomaly on the tactical display. It wasn't large, barely the length of a cruiser. It wasn't broadcasting any known identification codes. And yet, the system screamed warnings. "It's human," whispered his second-in-command, Juthal, his tendrils twitching. "A single human vessel?" Threx clicked. Why send one ship into this sector? This must be some primitive bluff, but the data didn't lie. The ship wasn't just approaching, it was accelerating. Gravity readings around it spiked unnaturally. A sphere of distorted space-time wrapped its hull like an angry storm. Even the vacuum seemed to resist its entry. The humans called it HSSES, Behemoth. To humanity, it was their first true warship, an experimental fusion of AI dark energy manipulation and weaponry centuries ahead of the galactic norm. To the rest of the galaxy, it was a myth. Rumors spoke of a ship so advanced it could fold space like paper, a vessel powered not by fuel, but by the wrath of a species that had endured. "Commander," a Zelari tactician gasped. "It's demanding we withdraw." Threx laughed, the sound gurgling like boiling oil. "One ship demands the Dominion retreat." The screen blinked. A transmission played. A woman's voice, calm but cold, echoed across the bridge. "This is Captain Anya Reyes of the HSSS Behemoth. You have entered a restricted sector of space governed by the Terran Accord. Your hostile activity against unaligned species violates interstellar law. You have 30 seconds to vacate this system. No further warnings." Threx spat acidic laughter. "Destroy it." The order rippled across the Zalari fleet. Hundreds of energy lances fired simultaneously, converging on the lone human vessel. And then, nothing. No impact. No explosion. Just silence. The behemoth had vanished. Where did it? The Zalari rear exploded. A single blast tore through the trailing destroyers like paper. A second beam followed, carving through the spine of Virtus Fang's sister ship. Within seconds, 5 Zalari capital ships were nothing more than drifting, molten metal. "It's using quantum displacement," Juthal screamed. "It's teleporting." "That's impossible." "No," Threx whispered, suddenly pale. "That's human." On the behemoth's bridge, Captain Anya Reyes stood still, hands behind her back. She didn't bark orders, she spoke them. And the ship obeyed. The behemoth was part AI, part soul. A living extension of Terran vengeance. And it remembered. "Target forward cruisers," she said. "Focus the Omega lens. Non-lethal shots first." The ship complied. Golden beams lanced out, disabling engines, stripping shields, and disarming weapons with surgical precision. It wasn't a battle, it was a dissection. Inside the Zalari command ship, panic bloomed. Their enemy refused to follow rules. The behemoth didn't care about formations, didn't respond to jamming, didn't even move conventionally. It shifted, glitched, reappeared where it wanted, when it wanted. A terrifying thought gripped Threx. This was just one human ship. Open diplomatic channels. He cried, "Signal surrender." But the behemoth wasn't listening. Because humanity remembered what the Dominion had done. They remembered the glassing of Eridani III. They remembered the slave camps of Tau Centauri. They remembered everything. Captain Rias stepped forward as the main cannon charged again, its massive coils glowing a deadly white. She didn't smile. She didn't revel in the moment. She simply spoke. Let this be the last time the galaxy underestimates humanity. The main cannon fired. When the light faded, the Dominion fleet was gone, either destroyed or fleeing at impossible speeds, leaving behind debris, wreckage, and silence. The behemoth remained, alone in the void, not a scratch on its obsidian hull. Back on Earth, news of the victory spread like wildfire. Humanity had not just defended its allies. It had announced itself. The galaxy watched, and the galaxy trembled.